Welcome everyone to the first North Shore Business Network event. We're so excited to have you guys tonight. We're very excited to start this group. We started it actually back in 2008 on LinkedIn, and we started 6 other networking groups at the same time. So we're in Naperville, we're in the Fox Valley area, we're in the Northwest area, we're in Chicago, and now we're here. So we're really excited. So please spread the word. Thank you guys. Please spread the word and tell your friends because we want to do this monthly. And like I said, we started this back in 2008 on LinkedIn. We have over 2,800 people on LinkedIn for all of our groups. And if you'd like a membership includes all of your tickets to these events. So to all of our groups. So we have about 4 events a month. We have one in Naperville, we have one in St. Charles, we have one in Arlington Heights, and then now here. So we're really excited. Every time we have an event, we have Uptown networking here as well. Austin comes and he does a segment where he'll pick out business cards and you get to do a 60-second about your business. You get it hosted on LinkedIn. And then we tag you, and we tag a bunch of people as well. It gets you exposure to your website. It gives you exposure for your business. So we're really excited to have Austin tonight. Thank you, Austin.
Michelle.
We get a 30-second on Uptown Network.
Yeah. So originally, I started trying to throw my own networking events, and then I met Matt and Michelle Sharritt, and I realized that I just want to do the bucket pulling portion. So I teamed up with them and started joining their events. My main business is Uptown Creation. It's a LinkedIn marketing agency. So I'm building content around the Uptown brand as well as just getting some in-person time for an otherwise remote work life that I normally have. But yeah, I was very fortunate to meet Matt and Michelle a few months ago at one of my Arlington Heights networking events, which now we have on a monthly basis, and it's one of their biggest events that they have. So excited to keep growing it and excited to be a part of their launch of North Shore Business Network. So this is day one. Some of their events get 50 to 100 people there. And for a first event in a new area, this is a great turnout, and I met a lot of interesting people here, some regular faces who made the trip out, so thank you for that, George. But yeah, it seems like we're gonna grow something really cool here. So I appreciate everybody giving their attention for a little bit. We'll draw some names and give, like Michelle said, everybody a chance to present their business or just talk about themselves for 60 seconds or so. Then my co-host and I will ask you a few questions if you're up for it. And this is a great time to introduce my co-host, Matt Sharritt, the co-founder of North Shore Business Network, Northwest Business Network, all the business networks, and the best title is probably husband of Michelle.
That's right, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely, man.
But if they want to hear you got to talk into the mic there.
This one?
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
on for you.
Yeah, thanks guys for coming out. This is great to see everybody for our first event here. We will be in Schaumburg next Wednesday if you guys want to join us. So it's a little bit of a drive, but it's at a cool Greek restaurant, so feel free to swing by for a glass of wine, some hummus, meet other people. Each group has its own kind of set of people that come, so yeah, it'd be great if you could come out. So
Meze Mediterranea in Schaumburg on Wednesday, December 11th.
that's right.
It's gonna be that's one of the really big ones. There'll be like 50 plus people there. It'll be fun. But yeah, I guess we'll get this started.
All right.
Matt, would you do the honors?
I'd love to.
First drawing.
All right. Annette Johnston.
Ned Johnston. PE, PMP, ASQ, principal. There's a lot of letters.
Yes.
You sound important.
Yeah, so we'll start with why there's a lot of letters. In the beginning, I started my company, I named it AJ Consulting. And I talked to my lawyer who found that there were 9 companies named that. And one of them was in Lindenhurst. So I had to go visit them. And between that owner and myself, we had to come out with AAJ Project
Switch to this one.
Consulting. AAJ Project Consulting. So that's that. So that's the name of my company, although after talking to people today, I think I need to open a DBA called the Left Brain Coach. Thank you for helping me think of that. So my company teaches left-brained individuals how to be successful project managers by learning social skills. And I teach them in the left brain way, which is collecting data and putting it into a model. And that's the short answer of what I do. So I'm ready for your questions.
So is the left brain more of the analytical side?
Yes, data-driven, expects processes to work, people to just do their job, that sort of thing.
So what's the right brain?
The right brain is the creative brain, most about relationships, actually looks at people's faces to understand maybe why what you just said isn't registering kind of data.
Okay. Do you do like Myers-Briggs personality ever to kind of do any
I
of that?
did.
Yeah.
You mean for my client or for myself?
It's always good to know yourself, right?
Well, myself, I am an INTJ.
Okay.
Is that surprising, really? So,
All right, that's cool.
I'm pretty sure I got that too.
oh, good.
Yeah, I was an accountant before all this.
Well, then you get it totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I like the analytical side, and I definitely see the difference in business working with salespeople who are like the right brain, and then trying to get them to like manage a pipeline or do systems, which is the left brain. So somebody who can kind of help merge that sounds really important.
They would be awesome.
So you're looking for clients who have a left brain dominance?
I'm looking for clients that have a left brain,
That want to
and
have
they
better
will
social
often not
skills?
think they need my service, I have to tell
I
you.
probably need it.
What I'm probably looking for is their boss,
Okay.
who wants to tell them they need to commit time to this coaching and pay me to do it.
Very interesting.
Very cool.
Okay. So AAJ Project Consulting.
Consulting.com. And it is a website. aajprojectconsulting.com is a website. Yeah.
Annette Johnston, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, who do we got? We'll go with the name tag. Ron T.
Hey.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Give me this thing. Hello, you cool motherfuckers.
There we go.
I took that as a free lesson from this guy over here, Paul. So anyone that wants to know anything about public speaking, how to do a good job at this thing, talk to that guy, hire his company.
Only if they pick my card.
You gotta get his card.
Oh, if you got one, then that's fine.
So, my dad was an anesthesiologist in the Philippines. He came over here to the United States and couldn't pass the job because he didn't know the language, right? So he couldn't be an MD here in the United States. But he had all these cool books. He had these books that looked really neat all along the wall. And they were in English. But they were in Latin English. And I remember being 8 years old and thinking to myself, hey, I want to look like an intellectual. So I grabbed a book and I started reading about penises, okay?
As one does.
As you do, right? And I realized that there was a lot of Latin and I couldn't understand what it meant. So I think that was the inspiration of what I do today. My mom was a nurse, you know, stereotypical Filipino coming in from the Philippines to the United States. And so I thought to myself, maybe I'll be a doctor. But one problem, I cannot stand the sight of blood. So, you know, like cut myself, my brother cut himself, you know, I just pass out right away. So I did the next best thing. I went into engineering. I worked at this little place down the street called Underwriters Laboratories for 20 years, and I tested medical devices. Got sick of the 9 to 5, did my own thing, started my own consulting business. So now what I do is I help medical device companies get their devices in the United States, passing the FDA, get into international regulatory markets. So that's what I've been doing for the past year. And the one thing I cannot do is technology. So I actually hired this guy for the price of one hat to build my website. So if anyone needs a website, needs something in SEO, give QCamp, get Situation Research a call. That's me.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
Quick question.
Go.
So you have a law degree.
Yes.
You also have an engineering degree.
Yes.
How do those play a part in your business?
The hardest thing for engineers ever to do is to have a relationship with somebody because they're too logical. They cannot explain shit properly, right? So one of the things that really helped me was actually going to law school, learning the different positions that you have to approach an argument with, and then just driving that motherfucker to understand what you mean and go by what you say and convince people. So yeah, so engineering helped me with the logical part. Law school helped me understand other people's positions where I can tap into kind of like, the banal parts of the brain, the crocodile part that makes you want to react. So you learn about what interests them. You figure out how to, I guess, manipulate them in a way so that they can understand, well, my position is the right way. And it's worked out.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
Wow.
That it?
Ron, you mentioned testing medical devices. Which medical devices specifically were tested on you?
Personal massager. So.
I think that goes by a different name.
Yeah. These Kegel stimulators. Does anyone know what a Kegel stimulator is? What is a Kegel stimulator? It also keeps them from pissing their pants. But where does it go? In the vagina. Yes. So, there's this technology. If you guys remember Bruce Lee, yeah, you ever see that movie where he's got this electrical device on his abs? It's flexing his abs like 100 times a second, right? Same thing that Kegel simulators do, but up inside there. Yeah. So you want to make sure that you're not shocking the shit out of someone.
So you're saying that ab machine is real?
Oh, no, that definitely
Get
works.
one of those? Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do sit-ups anymore?
You don't have to do sit-ups anymore. No, take it
Wow.
from me. I'm a consultant. I'm an expert.
Coming from my lawyer, we don't have to do sit-ups anymore.
There you go.
I think we all learned a bit or two today. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Ron.
That was amazing, Ron. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Ron T, what's the name of your company?
Medic Consulting.
Meta Consulting?
Medic.
Medic Consulting. Ron T, thank you so much. That was amazing.
Yeah. One more?
Yeah, we got time.
All right. Lindsay Block.
Lindsay Block from Lindsay Block Design. I bet it's her company.
All right.
Thank you. I will try to change the language a little bit. I'm Lindsay Block from Lindsay Block Design and Lindsay Block Consulting. I do a little bit of everything, but mainly graphic design and public relations. And I make all of my clients look better than they are. And I take their brand and accelerate it into who they need to be to reach their target. And that's what I do. I make them look good.
It's awesome.
I make them look great. And I do everything from branding to event design, and event planning, newsletters, and such.
Do you do primarily digital or print as well, or?
My
Anything?
love is in print design,
Yeah.
but I have adapted to digital because that's where today is.
You mentioned graphic design and public relations.
Yep.
I hear like companies want graphic design and branding work, but like at what point does it become public relations? Like what's an example of public relations work that you do for somebody?
It's about communicating your message.
Okay.
And making sure that you are able to communicate who you are to the audiences that you want to communicate to. And so for me, I do that a lot for politicians and community development clients in the city of Chicago as well as in Highland Park. And just making sure that they are polished
and that it goes beyond just looking good, but they sound good as well.
Interesting. Any interesting stories from working in politics that you're allowed to tell us?
Probably not, but one that is, I guess, a kind of, I don't know, kind of relevant today, except not in my world. But at one point, I worked for a very small firm for 20 plus years in the city of Chicago. And we were helping Dr. Oz at one time create an event. And he was doing a small speaking event at a law firm. And I just remember he walked into my office, the wrong location. His prep people had it wrong. And I honestly had no idea who he was. And I greeted him, and I was like, "And who are you?" He goes, "I'm Dr. Oz." And he did a hair fluff. A hair toss. Mm-hmm.
Isn't he like in a cabinet position now or something like that?
He
Like
was nominated for
Okay.
one for Trump, I believe,
All right, let's see how that goes.
according to
Interesting.
my Google alerts.
Well, he's got the hair for it.
He sure
Yeah.
does. Uh-huh.
That's amazing. Yeah. Any more?
How do you like running your own business?
I love it. It allows me to do what I want to do and keep my brain right and straight, while also being a soccer/basketball/hockey mom for my kids.
Badass.
That's awesome.
Lindsay Block.
That's me.
LindsayBlockDesign.com.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah.
right.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
All right. That was 3.
Another Highland Parker wanted to say.
Yeah?
You're representing.
Oh, we normally get 4, and we got the cameras all set up, and we did get an extra piece.
Do one more? All right.
Let's do one
One
more.
more?
But pick a really good one this time.
That's
They've all been really good. They've all been great. Jill Ben David.
cybersecurity.
Oh. Gil.
There you go, Gil.
Gil Ben David, founder and CEO of Fenders.
That's right. So we're basically the guys that come in and scare the shit out of everyone. Companies hire us to do attack simulations, basically test their networks, test their systems, test their people, and test their processes to find out what kind of vulnerabilities they have. And then we help them try to solve every issue that we find. Yeah, that's awesome. So we basically come in, do attack simulations, and hack whatever we can, try to reach whatever we can, and try to help security teams figure out the best way to solve the problems that we find. That's pretty much it.
I've heard printers can store like a year's worth of printouts,
They can.
and you can hack that and then see everything.
They can.
That's
They
insane.
can. Scanners as well.
I don't like that.
That's crazy.
Yep, that's pretty much what we do. We do CISO services, so basically everything that has to do with policy building and stuff like that, incident response.
Have you
Yeah.
seen any ransomware stuff that's just been like blowing your mind? Like this business is screwed. Like,
They're all screwed.
yeah.
That's pretty much it. Well, so can you.
Anytime I log in nowadays, I get a notification. This password is part of a data breach.
Absolutely.
And so I don't think anything I have is safe, but
Probably not, unfortunately for all of us.
Good passwords are critical, right?
They are, so is multi-factor authentication, which helps solve that issue as well. Awesome.
I've been curious because I have a small business that probably has some, holes cybersecurity-wise. At what point should a company seriously start thinking about, at what size essentially should they start thinking about cybersecurity? Knowing budget's an issue and things like that.
It really depends on the company and your risk appetite and all that. We've got clients of all different sizes. We've got consulting firms, marketing firms with 2 people. We've got clients that are Fortune 500 companies. So it really depends on your risk appetite and basically what you're up against and how much.
How does pricing scale for cybersecurity? Is it like per head count?
It really depends on the type of project you do. If it's a cybersecurity product, then it might be tied to headcount. If it's something closer to what we do, which is attack simulations, penetration testing, stuff like that, then it really depends on the target that we're up against.
I feel like we've stayed pretty work-related with these questions. What's the most interesting non-cybersecurity thing about you?
Non-cybersecurity thing about me.
There's something you feel like you shouldn't say.
Probably
You
not.
should.
Probably
But you
not.
should say it.
Cybersecurity. You know, we don't like to talk about
You're following
about
Ron
ourselves.
T. Let it out.
Well, I really appreciate the time, though.
Do you have any interesting things about you?
I think I appreciate that. There you go.
I love the leather jacket too.
I appreciate that as well.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you,
well,
guys.
I'm gonna find out what that thing is off camera. We'll talk in a little bit.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks, Gil.
Already hacked into all our profiles.
Yeah. For real.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right.
All right, sweet.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for being a part of this. You'll all have new identities by the morning.
Thank you, everybody.
But yeah, thank you so much, Matt.
Yeah,
It was a
thank
lot
you,
of
man.
fun. Yeah, great first event. Enjoy the rest of the time.